process for creating outcomes in Canvas is the same at all levels. One thing that is essential for those creating the outcomes is to have access to the program, college, or institutional level into which the outcomes will be created. Course instructors already have access to their course, but those that oversee the broader assessment will need administrative access. Your institution's IT group that oversees the Canvas technology on your campus can provide individuals access to those specific points. When administrative access is given to individuals for their particular area, an icon that looks like a key on the shield will be visible at the top left access panel on the Canvas page. Once you receive access to the specific program or unit level for which the outcome will be created, the Outcome button on the left side of the page will open the Outcome Creating page. This page will be empty unless outcomes have already been created. One of the most important constructs to understand is the difference in terminology used in Canvas as compared to the meaning understood by most assessment processes. When the term learning outcome is referred to in an assessment process, it usually means a specific category of learning. In assessment lingo, each time an outcome is assessed, that outcome is usually comprised of multiple criteria that provide indicators of achievement. These criteria are often seen as part of a scoring rubric or individual questions on an exam. For example, an outcome that states students will be able to communicate effectively in writing. This usually is comprised of multiple criteria that are assessed, such as the structure is clear and logical and easy to follow, or uses correct mechanics such as grammar, spelling, and punctuation, or effectively cooperates appropriate supporting materials, etc. The criteria are what Canvas calls outcomes. These are the components that are scored in an assessment. What a typical assessment process calls an outcome in Canvas are called groups. In Canvas, we create a group or an outcome folder for each of the outcome categories. As an example, this is a screenshot from Canvas. It comes from the administrative portal of an engineering program, but it would look similar to any outcomes page at the college or institution level. After opening the outcomes window, the best strategy would be to create a folder for each program outcome using the group button. As I mentioned previously, what most of us call outcomes are considered groups in Canvas. Think of these as folders that consist of accessible criteria that are used as indicators of student achievement. Inside of each folder are the accessible criteria that Canvas calls outcomes. These are created with the Outcome button. In Canvas, using the group folders to organize the criteria outcomes, we can design an assessment structure as granular as we want because we can create organizing folders inside of folders. For the sorting and filtering purposes, we have found it best to use a numbering system. When a program is accredited, the number system often comes from the accreditation expectations. This structure becomes a valuable aspect for aligning the data to accreditation reporting expectations. And even when a program is not accredited, the numbering system makes organization during analysis easier. Another thing we have discovered is the importance to keep the name of the group and the outcomes short with descriptive words at the beginning. Now you notice the challenge in this example. When a window truncates titles, they all begin looking the same if they all begin with the same words as in this example, an ability to. It would have been better to start with the identifier which would be the identify, apply, etc., at the beginning of the word, rather than starting with the same words all the time to make it easier to be able to recognize each of the outcomes. Because a full description can be placed in the outcome text box, which then is available as a data export for the use in reporting. When creating an outcome, defining the levels of differentiated achievement is important. Now remember in Canvas that the word outcome refers to each criteria that is assessed in an outcome category or a group. It is important that there are clear categorical differentiation of achievement so multiple scorers can reliably use the scoring device with assessment tasks. The description of each level defines the rigor expected for the criteria. The description provided for each criteria is dependent upon its use in the scoring device. In most cases, students as well as the scorer will see the description, so clarity of expectations is important. These descriptors of expected achievement might be designed to reflect a single assessment task, but it is equally likely that the criterion will be used across multiple assessments. Decisions on appropriate wording is important, as it cannot be edited when it's imported into a class. As far as the point values, they are numerical indicators of an achievement level and not necessarily the points used in grading. Grading is done on the course level. I'll explain how this aligns in the courses in another video. You will need to set a mastery score. Now note that mastery in Canvas does not mean perfection. It means the level that fully meets the rigor of achievement expectation. There could be a level beyond meeting expectations where the student exceeds the expected achievement level. If a level of exceeding expectations is used and appropriately scored, this level is used sparingly. We have found that exceeds expectation level is sometimes confusing compared to a grading process of A, B, C, or D. Some programs consider these achievement differentiations just as they do grades. Others consider, let's for example, exceeds as 96% or higher. And then below 96% to a particular percentage, like down to about 80%, is considered meeting expectations. Each program understands their own grading process as compared to how they gain the most information about outcomes achievement. Thinking ahead to analysis, we found it useful that all outcomes in a program's process use the same number of achievement categories. This consistency makes it easier to understand and compare achievement across outcomes. When creating outcomes, below the achievement differentiation is a selection for calculation method. Our university usually selects highest score. Canvas keeps track of every score that is obtained each time the outcome is used, so calculations are achieved outside of Canvas.